Hi everyone, welcome back to One Finance. And in this video, we're going to cover Orpea Group, which is among the controversial companies recently facing financial restructuring. So here's our quick disclaimer, and then we jump to our discussion points. We have fundamental analysis, technical analysis, quick market update, outlook of Mabuhay Fund, and then our trading results for the last 7 days. So about the fundamental of the company. So here you're looking at the income statement for the last 4 years, increasing total revenue. But if you're going to look at the net income, it's quite low. For the balance sheet, you're looking at total assets and total liabilities for the past 3 years, increasing trend, which is actually good. But my main concern is about the financial ratio, which will be presented in the next slide. But as of February 6, you're looking at the trading price of Orpea, which is around 2.36, and day on day, it's actually down by at least negative 16%. So here's the average sales revenue growth for the past 5 years. That's 10.87 positive, so pretty much acceptable. 5-year net profit margin average is 4.06, again positive, quite acceptable. Now try to get the debt to equity ratio here. It's pretty high. Now I will always say that 1.5 is already high, but if you're going to look at for the Orpea group, that's 2.95. That's pretty high, meaning that's close to 3. So for let's say for €1 equity, there's um, around €3 in debt. So that's how the layman's interpretation of the debt equity ratio. Now for the 5-year P/E ratio, that's 87 high and then 26 times low. And then if you're going to look at here, the P/E ratio of the RP currently it's at 10.44. So pretty much way below its 5-year low. Now another red flag here is the ROE or return on equity, which is around 8 negative. So this is not so good, meaning you're actually paying for nothing in terms of earnings because that's negative. But let's try to look at RP and the rest of the names in the competition. So for RP, book value is actually €57. Uh, market fair market value. Okay, this is based on our computation. That's 185 per share. So it's like 50% from the book value. But if you're going to look at the current price, that's way below the current price right now, which is around 2.3 or 2.4. Now for another competitor, we have Ramsey here. These are the respective book values, but for Ramsey, fair value is around 60, current price is 19. For Korean, that's 85 versus current price of 8.7. For LNA, that's 110, current price is 30. And then for Bastadil, sorry about the pronunciation here, that's around 90, and then the current price of 32. Now, if you're going to look at the PE ratio here, RP and Korean, actually most of them are trading with a very lower PE ratio compared to their historic highs, particularly for Sante. Okay, but for Orpea, that's 10.4. It's you know a bit acceptable looking at the PE ratio, not too high, not too expensive. But again, you're looking at the debt equity ratio and the ROE, which is quite a disadvantage if you're going to look at the financial or fundamental aspect. So let's jump to the technical. Okay, so we all know that the current price is way below its fair value, but let's try to look at the technical chart on daily and on weekly if we can see some um, hint there. Okay, for the daily, we are looking at this price here of 2.5, so that's actually the 52-week low. Now, the next resistance is actually at €7 per share, which is it's actually the next gap up here. and then followed by the 10 resistance. So if you're going to look at the RSI now, it's actually trading at 20. That's oversold, and then the MACD, it's still showing sideways and downward bias. If you're going to look at here, there's a divergence downward. Now, if you're going to observe here, the volume, looking at the downtrend, and then there's an uptick in volume. So meaning that downtrend in price is not quite supported by the volume. Now, if we're gonna zoom out, okay, on the weekly, so you can see here that the RSI is oversold. MACD is still showing sideways with downward bias, but try to look at that uptick in volume right there for the previous week. That's pretty high. Looking at the sell-off, I think it was down negative 20 at least, or negative 30 for the past 2 or 3 trading days. So what are the significant news covering the company and dragging the company to its lowest value in record? Now we have here the what they call the scandal that the company was accused of um, financial malpractice, and then they're going to undergo restructuring of their existing financials for survival. Basically, to restructure is to come up with agreeable terms, both from in between the company and its stockholders and creditors. So these are the things that would materially affect the fundamental of the company, looking at the income statement, the balance sheet, the financial ratios that we have covered. So we're looking at or we're actually considering very close monitoring of the result of the financial restructuring. We may see or we may not see the company visiting let's say 1 or 1.5 euro per share support. But again, our target long entry is at sub 3 euros per share, and then cost average at 52-week lows. Maybe we can have at least let's say a profit loss ratio of, let's say, at least 20, because the company is very volatile nowadays. It's capable of fluctuating at least 10-20% for a single trading day. And then our price target for the company is for this year is around 5 euros per share, which is around at least 80-90% uh, from its current levels. Okay, so our trading results for the past 7 days, we actually sold some of our holdings, actually all for Tupperware. We also have Zoom, and then Roku, um, Geely, and the rest of these assets listed here. And these are the corresponding profitability. All of them are green. And yeah, hopefully we can flip some pretty much decent gains in the coming days, looking at some developments in the market. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much again for tuning in. And as usual, if you like the video, kindly drop a like, share, and subscribe. And remember to follow us on eToro.